Amy, and I am here today to do a couple of things. So the first one is, this happened a while ago and I have been meaning to do a video, but I just haven't, and then August I was traveling so much. So anyway, so the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that I have reached the 300 milestone of 300 subscribers, and I am so very thankful to each and every one of you. I'm actually now at 330, so that is just awesome, and I can't thank you guys enough for the support you guys give me, for commenting on my videos, for watching my videos, for being there, and you guys are just awesome. And so I do have a couple that I want to specifically shout out, and this does not mean that I don't appreciate all of you. There's just a couple that I just really specifically want to shout out. The first one is definitely Steve from the Lawn Gnome. Not only does he support me, not only did he shout out my channel on Twitter and all of that, like, he is just a person that really just supports all YouTubers and booktubers, and almost every week he is shouting out various channels from, you know, he wants people to get more viewers, and I just really love that he really is just a champion for everyone. He really just wants to support everyone, and he really does, and I am so appreciative of his support and his friendship. And so if you have not checked out his channel, I'm going to put a link down below. You definitely should go check it out. He does a lot of movie reviews, and he does some book talks. It's mainly movie reviews, and so if you are wondering about any movie, he's probably seen it and more likely has done or will do a review on it. So definitely go check out his channel. And then I want to shout out a couple of ladies that have been around from the very beginning, and I am just so thankful. The first one is, she doesn't have a booktube channel anymore, but I believe she still is doing a book blog, and that is Patti. Her channel used to be I smell books. Yeah, Patti from I Smell Books, yes. And so I'll put a link if I can find her book blog down below. She is one of the first people that subscribed to my channel and is the first one that tagged me in a tag video, and I am just so appreciative of all of her support. And then there is Felicia from the Little Prairie Library, which, am I blanking that you changed your name, your channel name? If so, I'm sorry, Felicia. But anyway, so Felicia is another one that has been around from almost the very beginning, as well as Tiffany from The Crafty Home. She has been around from the very beginning, and I, again, I'm just so thankful for their support and their friendship. They're fantastic. So I'll put a link down to their channels down below, and if I can find Patti's blog site link, I'll put that down below as well. So you should go check all of that out. Okay, so that is a thank you, shout out to all you guys. Just thank you for getting me to 300 subscribers. Okay, the second thing that I want to talk about is the fact that my second booktubeversary came and went. It was the beginning of September, and I think I was getting back from Scotland at the time, and so yeah, so I've been on BookTube for 2 years, and I'm so glad I'm part of this community. It's been a great time and so much fun. So again, thank you guys for being with me for the last 2 years, or if you've only been with my channel for the last 2 weeks, thank you. You're very awesome, fantastic. Don't go watch the first few videos because they're awkward. Just don't. Just don't. Anyway, okay. So with that, I was trying to think of what to do, and I decided I'm going to do 24 fun facts about me. And you're maybe wondering why 24? Well, 2 for 2 years that's just lame, and 300 was just a little bit too much. So I decided, well, there's 12 months in a year, so times up by 2 is 24. So let's get started on the 24 fun facts about me. So number 1, since starting BookTube, I went from a shelf that only had a bookshelf with only 3 shelves with just really my favorite books, and now I have the bookshelf that's behind me. I have another bookshelf that's over in the corner, and then I have more books with my husband's books in his man cave. Number 2, sometimes I forget that I actually don't physically know you guys. That I know you, but I've never actually physically met you guys. That I have to remind myself that, oh yeah, I never met them. And sometimes it makes me really sad because I really love all the friendships that I made, and I would love to meet all of you. Number 3, I have some favorite authors that I found completely through BookTube. To name a few are Brandon Sanderson, Scott Lynch, and Claudia Gray, which specifically is her Firebird trilogy. And then some favorite books that I found I would not have read, and that is The Lunar Chronicles, and one of my favorite books is The Martian. Number 4, I still use my library more than I buy books because I really just love my library. Number 5, and I actually do go and buy a book. It is rarely to just go and buy a random book. I put a lot of thought into the books that I actually end up buying. Number 6, I prefer paperbacks over hardback books, mainly because paperbacks are lighter. Number 7, I sort my bookshelves by first the alphabetical by the author's last name, and then if I have multiple books by that same author, they are in alphabetical order, or if they are in a series, they go by the series number. Number 8, most of my unread books that are on my shelf are either books that I got secondhand from our annual book fair that we have every year at our library, books that I got at a convention, or books that were gifted to me. There's not a whole lot of books that I bought at full price. Number 9, the first time I watched The Lord of the Rings, I actually hated it. Now it's one of my favorite stories of all time. Number 10, my love for Doctor Who actually came accidentally. Number 11, my favorite movie of all time, one of those movies that just makes me feel so good is You Got Mail, and with a close second being While You Were Sleeping. Number 12, I have watched the Gilmore Girls series, all seven seasons, so many times, probably close to 20, if not more than that, the entire series. I watched it so many times that if you give me a description of something that Lorelai is wearing, I could most likely tell you the episode that it is in, what they were talking about, and what season it's in. Number 13, I love Harry Potter, which most people do on BookTube, but I really don't like the movies. I don't think they did a great job of portraying the books. Number 14, I have lived in 3 different states. I lived in Kansas for 4 years when I was really young, and then I've lived in Colorado for 14 years, which is where I grew up and which is where I was born, and then I've lived in Texas for 14 years, so I consider myself a Texan Coloradan. Yes, I can. Number 15, my favorite drinks are first water. I love some water. I actually have water right here. And then I love coffee, either iced or hot, doesn't really matter. And then Dr. Pepper, which I didn't actually like until I moved to Texas. And last but not least is Blue Moon, which is a beer, and it's fantastic, and you squeeze some orange in it, and it's wonderful. Number 16, I discovered BookTube actually through a YouTuber who I discovered through NaNoWriMo, which I discovered NaNoWriMo through a friend of mine. Number 17, I have had 2 different cars on 2 different sides of a mountain die, and not just it ran out of gas with me. No, the car died, died on the same mountain in the span of 4 months. So going to college, coming back home from college, yeah, I don't go over that mountain anymore. I go around it. Number 18, a dream of mine is to one day, maybe, hopefully, live in New York City for just a couple of years. One, just to say I've lived in New York City, but also because I just really love theater. And I just want to watch shows all the time. And I know that they're expensive. And I know living in New York City is expensive. But I just would love it. It'd be so much fun. Number 19, my husband and I have been together for over 7.5 years. We dated for 10 months, we were engaged for 5, and we have been married for 6 years and some months. It's been awesome. Number 20, we do not have children, not technically by choice. There is a huge long story to that, and if you would like to hear it, I maybe one day can do a video on it. 21, I love Starbucks coffee. I love it. It is my favorite coffee, and I go there so often that most of the baristas in 2 locations know who I am and know my drink of choice. Number 23, there is a regular at Starbucks that he comes in at almost exactly the same time every single night, or at least when I'm there anyway, and it got to the point where he would come in on a regular basis, and I just started making up a story for him because, you know, why not? I've never actually had a conversation with this guy, and I only know his name because the barista said his name, but he has a whole backstory because I made it up for him. Okay, 22, 23, I think I miscounted. 20, we'll just say 22, 3, is after watching Harriet the Spy growing up, I wanted to be Harriet the Spy. So much so that I actually had a diary, and I would write down things that I noticed in my neighborhood. Nothing ever really happened. And one time I was rollerblading, and our courthouse is right across the street from my house, and I was rollerblading around it, and I decided to look into this window. And when I bent down, I'm on rollerblades, so my rollerblades moved, and I hit my head on the window, and the person in the room looked up at me, and you better believe that I rollerbladed as quickly as I could back home. Yeah. Okay, and last but not least is 24, which is growing up. I had 2 things that I wanted to be. The first one was I wanted to be an astronaut, and not just an astronaut, I wanted to be the first woman on Mars. And the reason why I said woman is because I really did think about this, is that I probably wouldn't make it to the first person on Mars, because that's probably was going to be a man. But I could probably be the first woman on Mars. And this dream didn't just end when I was like 6. It went all the way up through almost the end of my senior year of high school, when other things happened and that dream didn't really die. I just kind of put it in the back burner. And it's still one of those things I'm like, I will love it. I will love it. And then the other thing that I dreamt of being was to be a writer. And that is actually something that I am pursuing right now. So I'm pursuing a childhood dream, which is so fun. And one day, I will get paid and I will be published. Okay guys, so those were the 24 fun facts. If you didn't find them fun, well then they were still 24 facts about me. And again guys, I want to say thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and for watching over the last 2 years. And you guys are awesome. I've made such amazing friends, and yeah, so guys, I hope you are having a great reading month, and I will see you on the flip side.